All right, everyone, welcome back, and we are just doing our after session.
After action.
The show after the show.
Yeah, the show after the show, where we just talk about some of the different things that happened in the episode, what you liked, what you didn't like, and then also just where we are going next. So, could be possible spoilers. We kind of already have set up where we're going next, but just in case, possible spoilers. So, how'd you guys like the session?
It's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
You got to interact with some of the townsfolk. You get to learn a little more about them. You actually finally met Aaron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot happened with you. Your
And
character.
actually did
You
some
gave
cool
me the
fighting.
letter. Yeah, you
and
did
that was
some
the
cool
first
fighting.
time.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
So
that was fun.
you almost killed a kitty with your tiger stance. It was
I'm
real
not-
close.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
highlighted
Yeah,
that
when you
fight
hit with
was
all
definitely
three of
bad.
those, it's just imagine it's like.
and it's just kind of confused, like
both of them are just like that.
So, and Josh over here crafting like a champ.
I figure it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And a crafting mechanic in this edition is so much better than it was before. So much easier to craft stuff. So.
Yeah.
And I figured that'll be a fun thing to kind of get into.
So.
Although I missed out on battle, that's my favorite part.
For once, you did just pure roleplay.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't like it.
meathead Josh over here is not happy.
I don't like it.
How about the rest of you? Enjoyed it all in all?
Yeah,
You actually went back and took care of the nest?
Yep.
we did.
And we did it like stealthily and smartly, which was
Yeah.
nice.
Learning how to do some combat.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
When do you pick up Stunning Fist? Is that like a
I
what
don't
level do you get
remember,
that?
actually.
Is it
I haven't
next
printed out yet.
level?
It's one of the options that she
or-
could have taken, but it would have not have been a. So it's one of the monk
Mhm.
key uses.
So is that something that she would have had to do instead of
It's
Flurry
one of
of
her other
Blows?
things? Yeah. Yep.
Instead of Flurry of Blows?
No, it would have been instead of like one of her stances or
Oh,
something like that.
gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause she got an
gotcha.
extra stance starting out.
Yep.
Of her,
Because of, I
how
guess,
how
Yeah.
you created your
Oh,
character,
thing.
the additional feat.
Yep.
To start.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, the cat would have been a perfect target
Yeah.
for Stunning Fist.
Yeah.
What does that do? I guess is it
It stuns it for a round as
Whole
long as you
round.
connect.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a whole round. It makes it flat-footed, if I remember correctly.
against attack strain?
They drop anything they're holding, so
like if someone did it and they were holding like say like grabbing someone else, would it drop? them?
yes,
Yes,
If they
or
were
if they're
grappling
holding
somebody,
weapons
yeah.
or anything like that, they drop their weapons and
And
yeah.
then they can't do anything, and
That's
it's super like sometimes it's the only thing that keeps you alive. It's
Mhm.
fantastic, but you can only do it once per round, I think. So
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a flourish trait, I guess.
no,
No?
it's just
It's
a
a
normal attack.
key
You just,
ability?
you
So
just
yeah, you have to
declare it.
hit with an attack, and then you have to declare that you're doing with the attack.
That's nice that you don't
And
have to say
then-
like this is stunning fist and then you missed.
No,
Yeah.
you do
No,
have to
you-
do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
do.
stunning
okay.
fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you hit, then usually there's a roll to see if it affects them or not. So one of the saves, I think.
Yeah, I
might
think
be
it's will
force or
save.
will. Yep.
So generally, like animals, or it's tougher. I wouldn't use it on like
Big armor.
well, not so much armored. It's basically anything that's got like a good will save. So like Ko, who's a champion, or this version is a paladin. They generally have good will saves. I think you as a monk have a decent will save. Anything that's got good will.
I was gonna say
clerics are probably not gonna. You're not gonna have a whole lot of luck with.
I was gonna say Claude has a +10 to his will save.
Yeah.
That's his highest stat.
So
His highest save. So
Yeah,
that's
+7.
something just to bear. I mean, it's meta, but just to bear in mind. Oh, hey, am I better off just using Flurry of Blows or one of my other cool monk tricks instead of Stunning Fist? And then there's some stuff you just can't do Stunning Fist to, like oozes, undead, constructs. There's a bunch of stuff that I say a bunch of stuff. There's some stuff that it doesn't have any effect on it, but it's super useful when it works. Playing a monk in an undead campaign means you don't get to use Stunning Fist very often, so when you can, you're super excited about it.
Speaking from
So,
experience.
yes, very much so.
So
I
cooking with Gazmac.
oh, I love it.
That's a YouTube show.
Before I say that, the only thing I was disappointed in is that I didn't roll well about my underworld
Lore. Yeah.
I was like trying to find anyone.
I've got a shifty character planned.
The town drunk, but maybe my best friend.
That's where I was going with that. Everybody kind of has somebody that they can apprentice to, but there's no like rogue person to apprentice to, and that's why I was looking around what's his name's office to see if there was a wanted poster or something like that for because I also, what's your underworld lore score?
5?
Yeah, that's what mine is too.
Yeah.
So I will take that in consideration. I do have somebody that is going to be more of the underworld element there, but he's still more like it. He's not an evil character. He'd be more like a neutral, chaotic.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it would still be something. You know, adventuring groups need rogues, so it doesn't mean I assume that they would have somebody who can. They're not just throwing what's his name out in front onto the traps.
So
that's all they do at Brockhampton.
Yeah, that's right. They'll be fine.
Here you go.
Every 5 feet, just don't go. All right. Here's what I'm thinking with cooking. So normally, a high score is good, low score is bad. I'm gonna say it's reverse. So if I cook and I do well, it means that I do well from a goblin perspective. Which for everyone else is like this is terrible. But for me, it's delicious because it's rotting, it's slimy, it's greasy, it's nasty.
See, but by that argument, you shouldn't like blueberry pie.
I get that. But it's also sugary. That's the only redeeming place I have.
I don't know. We'll have to think about that.
We could retcon it and say that the blueberries they made it the pie because the blueberries were starting to go off.
No, this is the only place in town that you get stuff to eat. So,
fair,
or maybe it's just that blueberry pie and pie is the only thing of the civilized world that keeps
desserts.
Dessert,
yeah,
just dessert. Anything.
It's your one weakness.
Most other people might not like it where you're from, but you just...
Right.
So when you go to Goblin City and you say I like blueberry pie, and they're all like, "Whoa,
that's poison."
No, see, you're mistaken. In Estonia,
oh, they actually probably
they would be civilized. Yeah, they're civilized goblins. Whereas in Hearn,
they're the bankers.
Yeah, in Hearn, they're significantly less civilized overall.
Yeah.
So where he's from, absolutely slop and all that. Yeah, that'd be acceptable. But in Estonia, unless they're a tribe that you find somewhere else, they're going to enjoy the finer things.
Okay, so how about we make it this then? For any other food, it's reverse, but for desserts, it's normal, like rolling score.
Okay.
So therefore, if I'm cooking dinner and I get a 1, I think it's terrible, but it's a natural 20 for them.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think because my expectations
Darn it!
are
I actually accidentally made something delicious.
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
This flambe is amazing. No, because it's just my expectations are reversed.
I will say though that it also means that your modifier for it is a negative instead of a positive. So you're going to have a harder time because you're using good ingredients.
Okay.
You're going to have a harder time being happy with what you make.
Okay.
Using
That's
the
fair.
better ingredients.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
So,
unless it's just something absolutely nasty that
your
you're
bug
using.
legs, right?
Okay.
But
yeah. So the bug legs.
But you wouldn't use those to cook for everyone, knowing that not everyone would like bug legs.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. So if I'm doing dessert, then my crafting score, I'm assuming it's crafting score.
Yeah, it would be crafting. Or profession. Is that a thing in this one or no?
Crafting is what we'll use.
Okay. So then if I'm doing a dessert or a dessert or a food that's just a dessert, then it's still a positive.
Yep.
But then for anything else, my crafting score is a negative because
correct.
Yep. Okay.
So it gives everyone else a better chance of liking it, and you a less of a chance of liking it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's fair.
Yep.
I'm cool with it.
Funny moments.
All right. I have some random questions too.
Okay.
But, well, just one random question. All right. When we were in Goblin City, we went to the racetracks, and I got a jacket, a blanket, and 2 cold mugs. I'm assuming the blanket's just a normal blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing the jacket. What about the mugs?
The mugs are still cool as far as you're aware.
Okay.
You've spilt the liquid out of them since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mugs are still cool.
That's
okay.
cool.
All right. I just wanted to see if they actually like magic or are they like enchanted.
Yeah, you already asked because he did since detect magic or something on him, and they gave off
They gave off something. You just didn't.
Yeah, it was.
You didn't roll high enough to know what it was.
They
That
gave
seems
off
normal.
a slight aura or something.
Okay.
Yep.
It was-
All right, just wanted to clarify.
Yep. So they are still cool.
Okay.
At least on the inside.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Great.
That's nice.
Gas bag invents Hydro Flask.
Anything else?
Not for me.
Nothing. Think of that.
I mean, I guess we can talk about next time.
Yep. So next time, what we're looking forward to is, I mean, you guys are going to get back. It's going to be pretty close to time for you all to head out. They're going to, Sanja and Cammy are going to work with you on some snares. Snares are a huge thing in the game. So, like, it's pretty
Reminds
cool.
me of something else. I'll bring it up after.
And going to talk like basic survival type stuff. And you're going to hunt something.
Nice.
Okay.
So.
Finally, we're not being hunted.
So
we can
just
just
a
hunt.
question / I tried to text you about it just kind of offhand, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Is that
over here,
good?"
but
no. For when they were doing their battle, and so you wouldn't have to like break out healing potions, which are supposed to be rare and whatnot. I'm assuming, but non-lethal damage because they can pull their punches, right?
They could,
Or,
yeah.
'cause monks can do non-lethal damage,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Or at
It's a powered fist, so you don't take the -2 penalty to making.
right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I was thinking of.
Yep. No, he just didn't pull the punch.
Just
Wait.
just kind of a dick.
Well, no, he got hit, and that put him into this is a fight mode, and
Oh,
just
Triggered.
went
Yeah.
into it.
He's got just
but that
just
is
a
a
dab of barbarian in him.
There you go. But no, that is an option for you specifically
know.
if we need to like take a captive or interrogate somebody.
If you're like,
you
not
do,
go kill him.
yes, you do non-lethal damage way easier and better than the rest of us.
Is that
do.
an option
Yeah.
you can choose for most anything, or does that come with like only bludgeoning
Non-lethal
damage?
fire.
Yeah,
Most damage you can pull the punch,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, any unarmed,
Which is like
Uh,
99%.
And even with blades
Or-
and stuff, you can turn the blade where you're hitting with the side, but it's a
Yeah.
-2 to hit.
but
So-
whereas you don't get that -2.
Yeah, you're just doing a straight punch still.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so yeah, non-lethal damage
I like
is
this, like,
very
Previous
situational.
monk job.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Oh.
Wait, are you still a monk? Is
Oh,
the campaign still
No,
going?
Oh,
no, campaign's still going. The monk
Yeah,
died.
monk died.
Like, got ground up in the gears of a clockwork golem. It was.
It almost killed my magus as well.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Yeah.
So I made a death saving throw. Got back to just got ground up in these gears. Was the frontline fighter, and then got knocked down to negative hit points. Got brought back up to 0. That's what it was. I got down to negative hit points. Was almost dead. Made a natural 20 on my death saving throw. Got brought back up to 0. Did you kill it?
Yes.
And then Bryce killed the clockwork golem, but one of their things that they do is upon death they explode into shrapnel.
Oh.
And that killed me. Just killed me dead because I had no hit points
So
left.
you
I think
were
it
just
did.
trying to
I think it
cover
did
the whole
exactly
time.
my constitutional modifier. So it was the exact amount of damage that I needed that killed me. It was rough. But yeah, it sucked. But now I've got a ranger that looks like the Medjai guy from the Mummy. So
Cool.
There you go.
oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to tell you. So Hero Forge is awesome. You can design your own miniatures on there. They're also having a sale right now. Their digital downloads are half off. I have a code right there. It's $8, but I have a code that'll drop it down to 5 because normally they're 10.
Yeah.
So you could 3D print these?
Yes.
And we have somebody that's willing to 3D print them for us.
right.
So I was like, I know some
Like
people
just the
that feel
characters,
like-
not like everything in the game.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if we can come up with characters,
Did you
did I
design that, or
send
is
you
that-
mine?
Yeah, we designed it together, but I've got to make
That's
some
okay.
changes now because he's got some other. We changed how he looks a
Yep.
little bit.
That little like sig.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little cigar. We haven't established that at
No,
all.
we
But
haven't.
yeah, he's got his fireball. He's got a
There's his
potion
tail. There's
in the
Nice
tail. And,
Oh,
You're
I
holding
dig
a
that.
potion.
That's fun.
yeah. So.
I love the money.
Even whether or not you do the cigars, you sound like a guy who smokes cigars.
I only live 25 years. May as well make every breath count.
And so everyone can see what we're looking at there. We're looking at Hero Forge and
Version
Gazmac there.
Version 1.
Version 1.
Yep.
Something we came up with a bit ago, but so
I
yeah,
was gonna
we have
say,
somebody
I
that is
can,
willing to 3D print them.
That's cool.
So if you guys make them, you buy them, you can get the blueprint to me, and I can send it off, and we can hopefully get those made. And if you don't want to paint them, we also know a person that'll paint them for a couple bucks as well. And by paint them, I mean like this quality paint here.
Wow.
Just
Detail.
fantastic. Yeah.
What do you use to do that? Like
Very fine.
small.
Yeah,
Very
very,
fine brushes.
very small brushes.
Crayons.
A lot of
Surprisingly.
practice. It's either that or we can do a full session on another night where we paint our minis.
Chat about life.
I
was gonna say-
whoa, my hand cramps. So
I was gonna say here is Cypher.
Cool. Is that one of your past characters?
No, this is him. Here's
Oh, this is.
This is
here's
Mark.
there's Cypher, by the way.
Nice.
cool.
Got your little hood.
Yeah, with the money
You
bags
guys
at
in
the
the money.
bottom.
I've seen the thing.
That's
The
so
Money
cool.
Boys.
That's so cool.
Oh, is that Merrick?
Yep.
Nice.
So he's a magus and he has a scimitar that he enchants with his spells.
That's cool.
So he's a tiefling.
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
So, but yeah. So that's something to look into. It's heroforge.com. Josh can put the code in the chat for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, the download, and yeah, we'll get it printed up. And he's right now he's pretty much printing it for close to free because he's practicing. Otherwise, it's going to be cost materials and it won't be much. And
Yeah.
I'll even cover
And
that.
so he's not getting the printer to the end of the month, so it'll be a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would suggest getting on this. The code's good for the rest of the month, so. But like I said, it's $5.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
Yep.
So if you want to design a couple of them, the interface is super. We're not sponsored by Hero Forge, but Hero Forge, if you wanted to, that would be super cool.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But
So you have all your races.
yeah, the interface is awesome. You can get as detailed or not detailed. They have set poses, set clothing, or
So-
you can design your own
And
pose.
Co, you're probably looking like half dragon here.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but yeah, you can even go to body.
The other thing is you can
Pose.
make an account with them, and then you can. I think I've got
Yeah, I've got an account. I've
6
saved-
or 7 different heroes.
Yep,
in
you can
here,
save
so
your
you
heroes.
and I use it a lot just for character design to get a
Yeah.
good idea in my head of how a character looks.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch of different poses, but you can then go to advanced,
Yeah,
and you can actually start changing the wrist to how you want to hold the weapon,
That's so
to
cool.
a whole bunch of different things like that.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah, can't recommend them
Man,
enough.
Yeah.
kudos to you
And
designing that.
right, obviously, with things are kind of closed down, but even if you don't want a digital download or do that kind of thing, even I would go down to material for me, Bruce. There you go. So they've got those are all the different ones that the materials they can print in. Right now, they can't do. I would get premium plastic if you are going to order from the place. Like Bryce said, we have a guy who's gonna, or at least ideally, will be able to make us some of this stuff.
Yep.
But the premium plastic is the one to get for like main characters or stuff
Yeah.
like that. Just the detail on them is just
Steel's
fantastic.
a little harder to paint, and it's heavy.
and it's
but-
more expensive.
Yeah. And
So the
bronze, if you're looking for $99.
Rolling in
Yeah.
dough.
Yeah, the plastic will run you $20. The premium plastic will run you 30. And I think I've done it 3 times, 4
Something like
times,
that, yeah.
something like that. So, and it's
For your main
for a character you're going to play for a couple years.
I mean, realistically,
$40.
as long as we're all still around, and this campaign could last years, especially only playing 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which means you guys can watch us for years.
Or you can wait a couple years and then binge watch.
Binge watch it.
The next
Yeah.
time a pandemic
Yeah,
hits,
just
yeah.
wait for the next. Just wait for the next time society shuts down.
So,
But yeah, can't recommend that stuff to you, especially to you guys who are newer.
Yeah.
and
But,
like I said, whenever I found out that we have the James, a friend that's willing to print them, I was like, absolutely, let's take a look at it. So,
Yeah.
Sweet.
and then you don't have to use a makeshift character anymore or a cardboard cutout.
Cardboard cutout, that's right.
I will say that those ponds are really cool, though. The cardboard ponds are super neat.
I will say, in December, I'm gonna have a crap ton of.
Ideally, hopefully, if that Kickstarter goes well.
Yeah, they were already sending out emails now.
Well, I just meant like, you know, if nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Goes wrong. I don't know if it's like their first one or something.
So I backed a Kickstarter, and it's miniatures. It ends up being several hundred, like 150 or so
Like
miniatures.
201.
201 is the final count on it
$65.
for $65.
Wow.
But yeah, they met all their goals. They got over $1 million, I think, for their.
I didn't see what the final.
So I didn't see the final either, but yeah, they.
In the wrong business.
Nice.
I know. Yeah.
Watch out.
Whoa.
Forget unicorns. You ever had miniatures?
Miniature unicorns.
But yeah,
Trust me, man, fairy unicorns.
You put them in your purse.
so I backed them. Let me see if I can pull it up and I'll show you.
I like the goatee. It's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
So yeah, over 200 miniatures.
So we're gonna have to fight that huge dragon at some point. You know
Oh,
that, right?
absolutely.
Oh yeah, go campaign. There it is.
That's right. Yep. So yeah,
1 million.
their goal was 45,000. They got a little.
Slightly more than that.
Slightly more. Oh my word.
So this is the base stuff that it comes with. Some decent looking stuff as well, but look, there's your
Man, that has to be.
elf
Yeah,
monk.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's your elf monk.
Yep.
She's actually really cool looking.
Yeah, I like the half elf wizard here. But then look, we'll have goblins that aren't cardboard goblins.
Yeah.
Some kobolds, orcs, zombies, troglodytes,
Ooh, those look mean.
gnolls,
Those are mean. Gnolls are tough.
giant rats, or rats of
Oh.
extraordinary size.
Hey, it's on
There
Candy's
you
list
go.
to get some giant spiders.
Yep, there's a giant spider. You got skeletons and some imps.
Oozes are
Oozes.
rough.
Yeah,
Aren't those like killer dissolving jellos?
Yeah.
yeah.
And depending on what kind it is, they even have like rust oozes that can eat all your not that
Your
matters for
armor?
you, but your armor and
I
your
mean,
weapons.
so-
It's
Yep.
rough.
Giant worms,
There's the
and there's the
giant-
huge dragon.
Oh, maybe if that doesn't show up in time, or maybe you can borrow Ben.
Oh, I will bar. Yeah, no, absolutely. If we get to a dragon before that, yeah. But that was just the original goal. Then you get into your stretches now. So you got a vampire lord, you got werewolves, some of the different characters again, some bandits.
Hey, look, there's your lich
Oh,
lord.
man.
Here we go, a demon lord.
Wow.
We'll have to fight one of them too, huh?
That's cool.
Harpies. Oh, there's the halfling monk. Hey, Aaron, and your dire bear.
Oh goodness.
But not a werebear.
Not a werebear.
We could make that a werebear.
Just give him Hulk pants.
So, ogre.
There's no halfling rogue in there. I'm disappointed.
There's a demonkin assassin.
Yeah, because that's the same.
There's
There's a
troll.
halfling ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, they're cool.
Some dire
Actually,
wolves.
that's not too far off.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could probably use that.
Shambling mound.
Those guys are scary.
Oh no, Josh.
Those are them. Those are them. Those are those clockwork
Yeah.
constructs.
Yep.
Oh.
So,
There's a human rogue.
Water element.
but yeah, it just keeps.
Yeah, it just keeps
coming
going.
and
Just
coming.
keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, they
Yeah.
have to keep going if they
Yeah.
got more than 20 times their goal.
Yeah.
They have to be pretty intimidating with the
You're gonna
demand,
get
though.
so many.
Like,
But
can you
I'm-
imagine trying to fulfill all those orders after expecting?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like that has to be.
That's cool. There you go. There's
Oh,
another.
nice. Giant.
So, and then if you're feeling, super snazzy, you could pay the Grand Master tier, which is 6 sets of everything. Because, one set wasn't enough.
Oh goodness.
Just in case everybody wants to be a demonkin sorcerer.
Yep. But yeah, so they met all of their goals, and
Well, I'm sure hope so.
It's cool that they already have the models already
Yeah.
like
and
printed
some of these are
everything,
exclusive. So everything, all the add-ons, you aren't going to be able to buy in stores either. So this is cool.
Yeah.
So there you go, some stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
That's cool. That seems very cheap too.
That's I mean,
Incredibly cheap.
you know,
I guess with 3D printing nowadays, like it's probably.
I don't know, but typically, I mean,
costs.
if you're going through Bones or some of the other miniature makers, you're looking at $4 for just one miniature,
One, yeah.
and that's your lesser miniatures. You get into some of the dragons and stuff like that, you're looking at much more.
I can see why it blew up then.
So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, in theory, December 2020.
Nice.
So we prepped for January.
January, the fights get a lot more interesting.
I was going to say, we won't even be level 5 by January.
To be fair, you guys should be leveling up within the next session or two, more than likely.
That's exciting.
Depends on how long I delay things.
I'm planning on having you guys level before you head towards the bandits.
I
So
figured
maybe
that was the
after the
case.
hunt or something.
Yeah,
So-
probably.
Yep. That will
Provided
be,
we live.
yeah, unless you die, and then starting at level 1. Oh wait, that's where you're at.
That's right. A wild druid walks out of the forest. No, we just take over
I claim that
the
half
protectors.
We never named,
Oh,
or the
the
half elf.
former guardians.
That's right. We just is it the guardians or the protectors? You've said both.
I don't
You
know.
use guardians more often, but you've also used protectors. So did they have a name? Or
They didn't have an official
Oh,
name.
okay.
No,
Well,
they,
then that works. That
yeah,
works.
the-
I just wasn't
this
sure
is
if it's like
what people have referenced to them.
okay.
Yeah.
Because in my head, every time you say guardian, I put a capital G with a little TM after it, and so I'm just like, oh, okay.
So no, they don't have an official name.
All right.
But well, cool. Anything else, guys?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, then I guess we will call it there. Once again, thank you for tuning in
Yeah, thank you guys.
and watching some of this after action stuff. I do need to post last week's, but I was trying to figure out when exactly to post these. So probably looking at Fridays after it happens. So Thursdays we'll release the episode. Friday we'll release the after action thoughts. So
Yep.
All right. Until next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Adios.